Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy Swag Dad McPhillis, aka the Dab Dad of the nation. Today I got my fidget cube all ready because I am back to being super professional, as you can tell, considering I just showed the fidget spinners and all that jazz, but that's to be as outdated as possible. This review is awful, but whatever, it's my last one until the next one. Here is AJ Styles, here is Berserker, here is Mankind. These are three figures that I will be reviewing on today. I'm sure everyone wants to see AJ Styles, and I'm sure people are gonna wait till last to review these guys, so I figured I'd be first by being last. So here we go. Let's kick it off with AJ Styles. Do people ever actually care what's on the box? Well, if you do, this moment is for you. Look at that on the back of the box. It shows him showing PJ or P1. I think it's PJ. I think he's a big Eddie Vedder fan. So the reason why I'm always so angry with these figures is they never actually add that decal in there, which is a bit bummer considering Stardust always got his in-glove decals. So for everyone in the comments that has to point out, oh Tommy, Mattel can't add a decal there, just know that historically they have added decals to the gloves in the past, and I don't know why they stopped now. And oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing ever as always. Here we go. It is a picture of like a backstage brawl, which makes sense for Mankind. Good on that, but they're still calling it a diorama when it's not a diorama. Dioramas are 3D, backdrops are 2D usually. So there we go. I've said that spiel and we're basically done until the next video. Okay, and here's something, I'm just pointing out the negatives beforehand. In a video I previously said that they reused the Christian body for AJ Styles, and I was pointed out that it's wrong. They used the Daniel Bryan body mold, which these are relatively similar, but the thing I always love to point out is that Christian is one of the skinniest guys for WWE that they've had as a wrestler. And check it out, the AJ Styles legs are even skinnier than the Christian legs. That's ludicrous. And I bet a lot of people will disagree with me, but I will stand by that this AJ Styles figure and the previous one is far, far, far too skinny. He is not this thin. He doesn't have like toothpicks legs. He doesn't have toothpick legs. He has normal sized legs. So I don't know why they keep using this mold for him. So this comes with a vest, which is all right. They did include this weird little contraption that you can swap out the different types of hoods on there. And it does look kind of cool, I guess, but it's also and it's not that difficult, but I really don't dig how it looks with the hood up. It just doesn't look natural at all. It looks oversized still. So I'd recommend just keeping the down hood on there. And I feel like if Mattel just did that as the figure, the down hood with it built in, not with these little peg holes in there, I think a lot more people, I think it would look a lot better than it does now, but maybe some people really wanted to do the two looks for him, but I feel like this takes away from the greatness that is the upgraded head sculpt scan, because that was something I was very annoyed with the first time around that we got one of these AJ Styles releases, and this one seems to be the zombie head. Just less zombie, but I'm wrong. The zombie head has far less hair, but they're doing like the same face in there. And I love the zombie hair. I think they perfectly captured AJ style in that zombie hair. But the volume is perfect on this Elite. So if someone got the zombie head, painted it skin tone, added a little more volume to that hair, I think you get the definitive AJ Styles. But this one is good. I think that I can read him in there, and I do like it so much more than the other one. Again, his chest is far too hairy. He has 3 tattoos. Is that accurate or not? The three numbers. Doesn't he have 4 by now? I don't know. And he has the club decals on his tights. There's a P1 logo. P1 logo on his elbow pad, if my heel camera will ever focus. And then what is kind of interesting is they did put some decals on his glove, if my heel camera will ever focus. As I said, I think that's a nice addition, but the fact of the matter is they still didn't add the stuff to this inside of the glove, so therefore I will always call them out on that. His boots have some AJ style stuff, like it says phenomenal and 1, and I think it looks very fine. I don't think anyone will have any problems with that, unless the printing's a bit messed up, but it looks just fine on mine. So overall, I'd say that this figure is worth the wait. It's better than the first one around, in my opinion, but you might not not like it because it's not as defining of an outfit as his previous one. Like, this one is not as memorable as his blue attire, but I think overall this is a much better figure. There's still quite a bit of things they can do to improve this figure though. It is not the great AJ Styles yet, so if you want to hold off on this one, that might be fine, because you know they're going to put out a really good AJ Styles figure in the future. I am getting a sense of slight bobblement with the head. It's not crazy bobblehead, but it's not as tight as I would like it to be. You see that? You see, it's like slight bobble, but what can you do in this day and age? It's Mattel. Let's move on to the next guy, because I think I talked about this enough. Now here's Berserker, and you can basically tell that this is a re-release based on the fact that he has a lot of details and he has crazy accessories. Like, he has a sword, he has a shield, he has that crown, and he also has a necklace in there. That's so many accessories, something we wouldn't get in this day and age, I'd assume. I really enjoyed this figure. It previously came out, I think he was wearing brown or black, but I do like the blue, even though he is not as memorable in this attire, even though it's like his debut or something. I think that the blue works out because it is far more toyetic, and that might go against some things I've said to some other figures, but you know, I've never been that precise with what I say. So he looks like some dude that does black magic or something. I don't know. Do the Vikings do black magic? Let me know in the comments. He comes with a sword, which is unfortunately bent from the packaging, and it's a little tight, so I don't want to bend it backwards. It's not as bendable as I'd imagine, so that's definitely from it being stuck in the plastic mold, not from me taking it out, although I bet a lot of people in the comments will say, Tommy, you took it out too fast and bent the sword. That's not how it works. And he comes with a shield, looking like some jabroni wearing cosplay for the latest Wonder Woman movie. I think the sculpt on this shield is exquisite. You can see little bumps in there and stuff. That looks cool. Maybe my camera didn't focus. If you want to look at what I was talking about, here's your chance. And then he just has this attire and the face of a man going like, I wonder what he's thinking with that face. I do like his hair, because it's very well sculpted. They always do that. And the fabric, there's some nice folds in there and stuff like that to make it look cool. And definitely his boots look cool. And this figure, confirmed, continues the 3-line streak of giving a #6swag figure that looks great, even if you don't know the character or the wrestler. Because this is like a crazy Viking dude that can go against Wonder Woman or something. You don't need to be a wrestling fan to enjoy this figure. Even though he has knee pads, just take them off and boom, you got a Viking. Under his skirt, he was wearing black undies. So therefore, the history is revealed. Does he have an ab crunch? Yes, I think he has an ab crunch under there, although you won't be able to move him that much because he's wearing a shirt. Thank you. I'll be here all weekend. Now, the final figure, the bummer of the set, I'd say, is Mankind. We previously saw this figure as an Amazon exclusive, so this is basically a re-release, but they changed the boots and they added knee pads. I'm pretty sure that's all the difference. The biggest problem with that is it makes it not as cool, you know? Like, let's say someone ordered you free pizza and it was awesome, and they gave you like free topping on top, but then the next time you got free pizza, they didn't give you a free topping. Like, yeah, it's still free pizza, but it's not as good without that free topping, yo. Okay, and here is Mankind. I previously reviewed this guy, so I'm not gonna go over him as much as I did. People in the comments yesterday were wondering if he comes with any accessories, and he absolutely does. You see how there are some holes in his head? Well, good thing Mattel gave us some hair pieces to put in there, some toupees for Mr. Mick Foley Exposed. I just exposed Mankind. He's actually Mick Foley. And I want to point out, these are like the smallest accessories ever included, so they're definitely going to get lost in under 5 minutes after opening this set. So just be aware that these pieces are ephemeral and you'll never see them again after putting them into his head hair spots. Yes, there. I lost one already, and they barely even fit in there. All right, I got one in, and I literally lost the other one, as I said would happen. I want to point out something that many people on the Wrestling Figs forum are pointing out why this is not a good release. Mattel, in all their glory, classic vintage Mattel style, decided that it would be sick to paint his whole mouth brown. That's supposed to be painted skin tone under the mask. His beard isn't all around his mouth. His lips aren't brown. It looks gnarly once you notice that. And it's a major bummer that they cut costs and corners so often. And that really just brings this figure down to being like, who cares? What's the point of buying it? Because it is so far from being as good as the Amazon one, because these boots aren't as interesting as that. And yes, he does have like the Prince logo on the front and the back, but it's just like, I can't say that you should pick this up because it is extremely flawed by that. And these hair pieces get lost the minute you open the package, unless you're like super careful, but then it'll probably get lost in the future because they're so small. And I just can't recommend it. Like, it's awesome to have an old school Mankind, but there were some things they could have done to improve this, but instead they didn't at all. And they actually made it a worse figure than before. So and something crazy is going on with his legs. Like, they're deformed or something. Look at that. It goes straight down and then, whoa, we're going to take a fork in the road, baby. And it's really odd. This is not a figure I like one bit. And it could have been great for those that missed out on it. But for those of you that missed out, hopefully there will be like people selling the Amazon one at reasonable prices, because they'll think, oh no, there's a re-release. I gotta sell this as SAP. Try and get the Amazon one because it's so much better than this. And that, my friends, is the end of the penultimate review that I do for this channel Elite series. Here we go. We got AJ Styles. I'll get him in the center for the crazy thumbnail money. And there we go. This is the whole set, ladies and gentlemen. What did you think? Do you think that there was someone that was incredible? Do you think there was someone that you're going to be picking up as soon as possible? Or do you think you're just going to get AJ Styles from this wave? Let me know in the comments, because I'm interested. I was really excited for this wave when I first got it, but after reviewing this, I'm kind of lukewarm about it. Like, the AJ Styles is good, but it's not where I want it to be yet. I love Berserker. Awesome figure. Mankind is just a letdown, but I purposely chose these three to kick off because I'm more excited for the figures that I will be showing you next. So thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned when I review some more, guys. Ouch!